Hello everybody! Today I want to show you how I made these file folders for my kids. This is for their daily work, but first I want to show you what we used to use. And we used to put work into these binders here, and I had one for math and I had one for grammar, and this spanned the whole year, and I had these tabs in here to separate each month, and within each month I had 20 worksheets for each day, each school day. And then as my kids did them, we could pull samples of these just for our own records or for our teacher, and then at the end of the year we could just recycle the whole bunch. Now this method I've used for a while, but it was starting to get a little stale, and when things get stale, they're not as exciting anymore, and then the drudgery kicks in. So I needed to change things up a little bit, and I did this for my 9th grader to help him keep on track with some of the things that he needed to do for school, since it was a little different this year for him versus the previous years when we all did unit studies together. And my 5th grader liked it so much, I made one for him, and today I'm going to show you how to make a set, because now my kindergartner wants one too. So these are just file folders that you can pick up from any office supply store, and I have printed off labels, and I have a variety of labels, and you can find this on my website. If you want to print them off, you just need to get the Avery labels 5160. And these are as PDFs, so you can still get the same font that I use. You just print them off, and then you have a bunch of labels. I have ones that go through 36 weeks, so it says week 1, week 2, and then I have one that goes through every month too, in case you prefer to do this as on a weekly basis or on a monthly basis, or if you prefer to collect all of your work and then keep it in one folder for the entire month. Anyway, I've got a variety of different labels. They're all available on my website, and the link is below in the description box. So for this purpose, I just needed Monday through Friday. So I have Monday assignments, and then I will put the assignments in here, and then when my child is done with them, then he can flip it over and stick all of his finished assignments into this envelope. So it's pretty simple to make, and I'm going to show you how we made them. Okay, so once I show you how to make these, you can stick around till the end of the video and I'll show you what I put in them. Now for this project, you're going to need some file folders, and these ones are from Target. They're decorative, but you can get plain ones at any office supply store. You're also going to need some envelopes, and you'll need 5 of them, one for each of the file folders. And optionally, you can also get some of these smaller envelopes. These measure 6 by 9 inches, and I'm going to show you what I use these ones for. You'll also need a paper trimmer or anything that you use in order to cut these envelopes down, and you'll need some double stick tape. The first thing you want to do is trim down your large envelope to about 7.5 inches, and if you're using small envelopes, you can trim them down to 4 inches. The next thing we want to do is add double stick adhesive to all 4 sides of the envelope, making sure that we get all the way up to the corners and especially up to the edge where the envelope is open. Next, we want to adhere the envelope to the back of the file folder. If you're using the file folders from the office supply store, they may stick better, but these ones that I'm using are kind of decorative and they have a finish to them, so you just want to be mindful of what your file folder is made of. The last thing we want to do is add the labels to the front. I'm just making sure that I've got them staggered, and now I can add the labels to the front for each day of the week. And on the back side, I'm just going to add a label that says completed assignments. You could also have one that says answer key if you're giving out worksheets that require the child to check the answers. If you're also using the small envelopes, you can add those to the inside of the file folder, making sure that you add a double stick adhesive to all 4 sides of that envelope. And this is a great spot to add some smaller things that might get lost amongst all the other paper. Okay, so now that my file folders are complete, I want to show you what I put inside of these. Now these are mostly for daily work, so it also includes some new learning, but a lot of it has to do with proficiency work, and for that I use any old workbook. These are hand-me-down workbooks. Actually, it doesn't really matter because the material is review for my child. I don't need to go in any kind of sequential order. So I've got a grammar workbook here, one on language arts. I've got a math one here. This one's quite a bit below grade level for my son, but I did go ahead and pull a few pages from that workbook as well. So I've pulled some grammar worksheets but this was on adverbs because that's what we had just been working on. So I pulled 5 to go ahead and put in here. My son is also working on fractions, so instead of giving him the whole workbook, which I would normally do, and just to show you, these workbooks are very thin, there's about 35 pages in each one. Instead of doing that, which would have been fine as well, since we're doing this new file folder system, I'm just going to go ahead and pull out 5 pages and then just put each of those pages into his file folder. I also have this old workbook for math. Now this is quite a bit below grade level for my son, so I did just pull a couple of things that relate to fractions or to probability, and I'm going to go ahead and put those into the file folders as well. Now for these ones, there were some manipulatives that went along with them. Well, actually I just made them, but you needed them for the project. And what's going to come in really handy now is this extra pocket here that I can put these manipulatives in, so that when my son gets ready to do this project, he can have all that he needs right here in these little pockets on the inside. And that's going to come in really handy for the math manipulatives. Now, in addition to the manipulatives, I thought that I would use this pocket to put in 1 or 2 cards from the Professor Noggins games, which my kids really love, and that fits in here really nicely as well. We do love playing our games, and sometimes we just forget in the busyness of the day, but putting one in here will remind us to at least do 1 card, or I could put even more cards in here, and that's just a fun way to open up the school day. We also have these sight word flashcards, and I never really got the hang of using flashcards, but this is also another great way to include daily work that otherwise just gets lost in the workbooks and textbooks and worksheets. And if you just put a couple of these in here, it's just a reminder to practice those spelling words, or maybe use them in a sentence, or try to use them in your daily journal. It's just something nice, and it makes it exciting because there are only 1 or 2 cards, there's a variety of activities, and it's just exciting. And that's what we needed in our homeschool right now, is something to kind of liven up our daily work because it had gotten a little bit stale. So if you use this kind of system, please let me know what you put inside your file folders. Thanks for watching.